Good evening, you guys. Nikki Elsing here over in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And I'm super excited to have you all join me tonight. I know that there's plenty of other things that people have going on right now. And so I'm really blessed to be able to have you hop on and take a few minutes to be able to learn a little bit more about prevention, wellness, what you can do. I know this fall, 'tis the season as people are trying to be proactive and taking good care of themselves and their family. And also we're kind of in a season of people looking for other ways to be able to have more income and be able to have options available. I know one of my favorite things is being able to have a schedule that I control. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that tonight. A little background on me. I am a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and I used to work in a cardiovascular hospital here in Sioux Falls. Absolutely loved my job. I did a lot of TV, media, networking, just loved it, and saw a lot of outpatients. I had to work on the floor every once in a while and seeing patients that were in the hospital. And I can tell you 100% that they're not that excited to see the dietitian when she shows up. So that's kind of funny, but you get to deal with that, right? That totally makes sense. But this has been a great way for me to be able to extend my reach and teach people about nutrition and wellness and prevention, and just give them another option kind of as their little, I always say, into their wellness toolkit. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is helping you build a wellness toolkit. And myself as a healthcare professional, just wanting to share with you my secrets a little bit and teach you a little bit about what I'm doing. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. I just have to show you this cute little slide here. Just a disclosure from Lifevantage. And hopefully you guys are ready to level up your life, take control of your health, your bank account, wellness, overall good stuff. I know that I was just reading an article today talking about, when you combine any sort of change in medication or health or wellness with, or any medication to treat something and combine it with fitness, wellness, nutrition, healthy options, you win. Like, you just really, really maximize the benefit. I know it's very easy for people when they have a health situation, they're like, I'm just going to take this medication and forget about it. And I would love you to think about, that's fine, but I want you to also think about what else you're doing with your nutrition, with your activity, with your positive thinking, with your learning, with your growing, with all that stuff, because that contributes so much to your day-to-day life. And really thinking positively about what's going on for you. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit more about leveling up your life and giving you some options. And I want to tell you a little bit about where we started. And I laugh because you see this guy right here, John Quinones. Everybody know who he is. He's a pretty amazing guy, right? And when we look at this, we want to make sure that we keep in mind that he's still around. And I laugh because I love those shows. Those are like my favorite shows, right? Because I like the controversy. I like it when they're running after the car and they're like, hey, excuse me, sir, can we talk to you about something? And I love that. And what's funny and amazing at the same exact time is that Lifevantage was interviewed by this guy, John Quinones, years ago, back in 2005. And he interviewed this scientist right there on the screen, Dr. Joe McCord, who won the Elliott Cresson Medal for his discovery, right? And so they came in, brought in their cameras, did all these interviews, and just this cute little scientist that really is just kind of like, okay, I don't really know why we're here, but, and it ended up being this huge, like literally huge billboard for Lifevantage and Protandim. And that's so fun because guess what? There was no person chasing out to the car and trying to stop them and say, hey, we need to talk to you. What's going on? It was all positive. Literally, how many times does that happen? Hardly ever, right? And so we have this amazing breakthrough, basically, discussion that you can definitely watch. If you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, ask. We're not going to take the time to watch it tonight, but ask the person who invited you on the Zoom tonight to tell you a little bit more about it and connect you with it, because it's just a great way to be able to learn kind of where we're coming from. And it just kind of sums up everything. And so basically, we were this little pill that Dr. Joe McCord had a way to be able to put these 5 ingredients together and have them work synergistically to be able to help you age better is the way that I like to say it. It's basically looking at decreasing the effect of oxidative stress. And if you think sometimes and you're working in your job that you've been doing it forever, I can tell you that Dr. Joe McCord was doing this forever. He was like, his entire career was devoted to fighting the effects of any of this oxidative stress and aging. And he did it. And he came through with this breakthrough. And that's what we're talking about tonight. And so, like I said, huge billboard, everybody wants it. But guess what? We did not have our ducks in a row ready to go. Oh my gosh, we can get this out to 1 million people. We just weren't ready for that. And so we stepped back a little bit, started putting our ducks in a row, and people kind of forgot about us, right? Because if you don't hear about it, right, or something, you kind of forget. And so that's what happened to us. Because once we got our ducks in a row, then all of a sudden we stuck it out there in retail, right? And people were like, oh, I don't even remember what this is. We didn't sell a lot. Then we had it online and that didn't sell much. And then we were like, you know what? Hey, we need to figure this out. This needs to be a need business, a conversation where someone can have a nice conversation, teach them about what's going on. And that's where we're at right now. And so we really had a great time seeing that when we put it into direct sales environment, kind of like Amazon, right? Because Amazon is a direct sales environment where you go out and you order directly from them and it comes to you, just ships and amazingly arrives right on your doorstep. That's us, except you order it through us as distributors. And it really was the best way to be able to get this out to everyone. I like to say this is the perfect storm. And you may ask, why is it a perfect storm? The reason why I say that is because what happened when we were putting our ducks in a row and when things weren't working out the best for us in retail and online and that kind of thing, there were huge universities that were out there saying, hey, excuse us, can we spend our money researching your product and check to see what it does with this, 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 and this? And of course, we're like, yeah, of course, we'll get that to you. And so we have the scientific validation to be able to back us up. And that's why I'm here. I've talked to a lot of people with a lot of supplements and a lot of different ideas about what should be taken, all that. And that frankly was one of my jobs at the hospital. People would drop all their supplements on my desk and I would go through them and evaluate them for them and let them know, hey, this is great, or you don't need this so much, or where'd you find this? And the question I'd always ask is, where's the research that you found on this? And most of the time, there's no research. They don't have a lot of research. Or they have some research studies on one section of the supplement that they're taking, right? Or one part of it, one ingredient. With ours, it's on the actual Protandim NRF2. The actual pill I take every day is the pill that they were using in these research studies. So an amazing, amazing option for them to be able to do that. So what the heck is oxidative stress? You guys, I stood at the foot of the bed with a lot of people that were really, really sick, right? They had a major heart event and it's terrifying and it makes you want to change your lifestyle and take better care of yourself, right? And one of the things that I talked about all the time was oxidative stress and inflammation. Those are my two big ones. Oxidative stress is what's damaging that cholesterol and making it stick. Inflammation is what's making those vessels of your wall easier to grip upon. And when this damaged cholesterol comes along these easy irritated spots, it sticks easier. And so we know that oxidative stress is bad, right? And where does that come from? Well, you see that smoggy picture down there. She's pumping gas. You have sprays, all these different pesticides, different water that we drink. If you're exercising a bunch or if you're exercising not enough, we're all on our cell phones. I mean, it's just all kinds of stuff, right? And so we are exposed all the time to oxidative stress. And so a good idea would be to be able to lower that. Why? Because we have all kinds of systems in our body that are affected by uncontrolled oxidative stress. And oftentimes that's that little push in the right direction to cause problems in any of those different organ systems. And so we want to make sure that we're really careful about that. So I'm not here to say it's going to help do this, this, or this, because as you can see, when you lower oxidative stress, it can have the influence over all of those different organs and organ systems. So that's really, really neat. So it's really a fun way to be able to see the changes in people. And so one of the things I always recommend is when people are starting their product, to make sure, just take a couple minutes and write down how you feel. What hurts? How do you sleep? Do you have allergies? What's going on? Like, are you having pain? Your blood sugar is wonky, blood pressure, whatever. Just write it all down, right? and just keep track of it, because then in 6 months down the line, we can look back and go, oh my gosh, let's check and see how you're feeling now. Because often when we start to feel better, we forget how yucky we felt in the first place, right? And so when I talked about those research studies, right, a little bit ago, where do you find them? I mean, maybe you love research studies, right? Or you want to have that personal validation. Well, you go to see on that computer screen right there, the National Library of Medicine. You go to that pubmed.gov, publicmedicine.gov, right? So pubmed.gov is basically this huge library of all these research studies. And this is where your doctor, your healthcare professionals, all these people that are giving presentations and researching different things, they're going to PubMed and typing in what they want to look at and get more information on. So go there, type in oxidative stress. When I started 10 years ago, you guys, it was 10 years, March 1st, there were 86,000 studies on oxidative stress. And now if you peek on here, I think it's hard to see because it's a little blurry, but I think it says 252,000 studies. And check for yourself and see what's there. So you can see the difference between 10 years ago and now, and how they're focusing a lot of research on oxidative stress. So you know 100% that we're on the right track and being able to decrease it. The other thing that's kind of fun is putting in NRF2. You can do that if you want to. Otherwise, the best one is to type in Protandim, Protandim, our flagship product, and all those research studies will come up for you to be able to look at. And really, when you look at it, there really was no big solution to effectively lower any oxidative stress until Lifevantage came along. Sorry. What I would tell people is not to eat trans fats. Do you guys remember those? Back in the day when trans fats were bad and everybody was trying to limit them, right? And then they replaced those with who knows what to be able to put in the product to make it still have that mouthfeel and taste amazing. I can probably tell you later on in life that they're going to go, oh, you never should have ate the stuff that they replaced trans fats with. That's even worse, or whatever, right? Because that's just kind of the way it seems, which is why you eat fresher, more whole foods, right? But we know that no amount of fruits, vegetables, vitamins, special antioxidants, I laugh at this word, potions, are going to really help our bodies against free radical damage. We're like one of a kind. When we're looking at what Lifevantage has, being able to lower oxidative stress, that's a big deal. And if you see this on the top, it lowers it by an average of 40% in 30 days. And the longer that you take it, it gets up to 70%. That's a big deal. And what it does is it basically allows you to set down that bag of all that yucky stuff we've been carrying all the time over our life, right? And we're collecting it and putting in this backpack. If we can set that down and make it so that our 40 to 70% of that is over there, and our miracle of a body can go, oh my gosh, Nikki has headaches, Nikki can't sleep at night, Nikki's knee hurts, or whatever it is for you. It makes it so that your body can figure it out itself. And the other thing that's really cool is it has these different increases in SOD, catalase, and glutathione. And those are just things that help with aging, right? And you see on the bottom, you have 5 different ingredients, and that's what it is. And you may say, I have turmeric in my supplement. I take it home. I already have that. I don't need to worry about it. But in all truth and honesty, that will increase your NRF2 activation or your NRF2 pathway just a little bit. But when you take this product in that synergy or that secret recipe, I always say, even though it's not a secret because we have patents on it and you can see, but that is what's making it be the most effective for that average of 40% in 30 days. And then on the bottom, the only dietary supplement proven to extend the lifespan. That is so cool. And that's by the National Institute of Aging. I love bragging about that because that is a big deal. So Protandim NRF2 is what caught my attention. 10 years ago, I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I lecture about inflammation, oxidative stress all the time. We have one of our patents is on inflammation. I'm like, I can't stop looking at this. I need more information. I love that there are research studies on the heart and coronary artery bypass grafting or open heart surgery or cabbage or whatever you want to call it. I dealt with that all the time. I was the person talking to people in cardiac rehab after they had their procedure. And so being able to read that, I was like, wow, that is crazy. So just such good stuff. And I hope that you find what you need in those research studies that they have as well. And remember, of course, obviously. It's not a free ticket to eat whatever you want, just when you're taking your NRF2. We want you to eat healthy, right? And so, but we know that when you take regular health foods or you take a multivitamin or something, it's basically one and done. So it's basically taking a Dixie cup of water and throwing it on a house fire. Is it very effective? No. Are you getting good nutrients and it's filling you up instead of eating some of the other things that maybe you would do? Yeah, absolutely. So there's benefits, right? It's good for you. But when we're looking at oxidative stress reduction, and you look at this Protandim NRF2, check that out, you guys. That's 1,000,000 to 1. And so that's like basically having 6 fire trucks pull in front of your house with 30, firemen in each truck, and they're coming into every room in your house with fire hoses and they're putting out that fire. That's a big difference, right? And so that's what I want, right? I want everybody to show up if my place is on fire. I don't want a Dixie cup of water because that's not going to do anything. So a really, really big comparison, and definitely an upgrade to your traditional supplementation by utilizing activation. So remember, I talked to you about PubMed.gov. I said, hey, they are doing tons of research studies. Here they are. Look at these amazing places that are doing these research studies. Lots of good stuff on there. You see National Institute of Aging, you see University of Colorado, Harvard, you see Washington State, Texas Tech, Louisiana State University, American Heart Association. I mean, just really, really good stuff. And other people do not have this. That's what sets us apart. That's why we have a lot of medical professionals that are doing the same thing that I'm doing and getting this out to the masses, right? Because this is different. This is an upgrade and people need to know about it because it is literally changing lives. We had a lot of media coverage too. There's the patent numbers if you're ever interested in digging into those a little bit. And that NRF2 activation, Washington State University was discussing that, saying that it's potentially the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine. That's amazing, like blows my mind. So over the years, we've added some different products, and our big thing is this NRF2 activation. And so we now have skincare, the only NRF2 activated skincare. We know what it does on the inside of you. Why wouldn't we have it on the outside of you, right? And so being able to make sure we take care of our biggest organ. We also have shampoo and hair care that also is that NRF2 activation. We have CBD enhanced NRF2 body care that's launched. That's on the bottom. And my favorite things right there, if you want to look, are the beauty serum. It's like Botox in a bottle and it lasts a really long time. And that body rub, both of them are so good. We have NRF2 Protandim for dogs, which is that pet tandem way on the right side. And we also have Axio. Axio is one of my favorite things. I'm actually drinking it right here in my glass. And I have a little slice of lemon on the top because that has been my exciting find this week. I'm like, ooh, I should try some lemon and throw it in there. And I really like it. Why I like it is because it's an executive focus drink. So it helps me get my butt off the couch and get to work. It helps me think more clearly and process my thoughts. I feel like I'm more organized in my thoughts. But I also like it because there's no artificial sweeteners, which is huge. And it only has 15 calories. When I was working traditionally in the hospital, one of the problems that people had is they can't find anything to drink that doesn't have something bad in it, right? And nobody wants to drink water all the time. Well, some people do, but a lot of us don't. And they don't want to drink tea. They're like, oh, I need something different. And this is your different. It ends up to be about $1.50 a stick. I usually make a big pitcher of it and I throw 3 sticks in there and shake it up, and my whole family just kind of digs out of there. My kids drink it before they go to school for helping with their focus there. We've seen really good things with that. Great for athletes for helping to push past the wall, to keep you going for endurance. And it also builds on top of each other. We've had people that have attention issues have very big success with that Axio. We also have our whey protein powder, which I absolutely love, and I mix it with that prebiotic in the middle. We have a probiotic too. And hey, you know what? I don't see that on my slide. We have a probiotic too, and mixing the whey protein with the prebiotic makes a little kind of orange vanilla kind of thing. It's super good. But what is the prebiotic and the probiotic? Well, the probiotic is those live bacteria, right? And the prebiotic is basically your water, your sunshine, your good dirt, to help make those good bacteria grow and flourish. Our probiotic can't be beat. I'm absolutely in love with it. I did a lot of work in gastroenterology office and saw a lot of people with significant gut dysfunction. I wish I had this back then, but I didn't have it then. Most probiotics, they're killed with just a little tiny bit of stomach acid. So if you're consuming a traditional probiotic, you're probably throwing away 90% of it, right? Because that stomach acid just isn't letting it get past there. We have a time-released capsule, so it gets past that stomach acid into that small intestine where it's able to be utilized. And about 65% gets past that compared to like 2 to 4%. So definitely a significant upgrade is needed there. Right beside that is our fat burn. I love that too. I can't say I have a favorite product because I like a lot of these things. But our fat burn works on belly fat and that central weight. That used to be my big thing I talked about all the time, really focusing on that fat that kind of sits as a shelf around our middle. We used to think that it just kind of hangs out and doesn't do much, but we also know that it actively seeks out trouble. And that's not good. So whatever you can do to be able to decrease that in a non-stimulant form, a great way to be able to just pop a couple in the morning and it works to burn that fat during your day. We also have our daily wellness on the right side, some fermented yeast in there to be able to help with seasonal stuff, immune system things. We mix it in a bottle of water, shake the heck out of it, and then we pour it all out and everybody gets a sip. So it's a great way to be able to help that immune system get an advantage over all the yuck stuff that's kind of floating around. And then back to the left side, we have a fish oil capsule. As you can probably imagine, being in cardiovascular nutrition, I love fish oils. I do know that they are not all created equal. I've been researching them for years and years. Ours can be traced from boat to bottle, which is really, really cool. And it needs to be handled appropriately, and ours is. So it's a really, really big deal. You can even bite into these and you have no fishy taste, which is frankly unheard of because most of them really kind of are gross. But my last thing I want to tell you about is the Tri-Synergizer. So that NRF2 is on the left side there, Protandim, and we also have NRF1, which is for mitochondria and energy. So being able to help give it that boost. And then we have NAD, you can hardly see them. It's the little one right beside the Protandim NRF2 in the blue bottle. That's one of my favorites too. Great for managing those cells, right? So I always like to say as a CEO of the cell, if the CEO is not there, what happens? People kind of don't do what they're supposed to do, right? The NAD helps to make sure what gets fixed, what gets thrown, what needs to go here, let's organize this, let's work on the cell wall of this, blah, blah, blah. It just helps to be able to teach your body what to do. And we had a great unexpected turnout with the Tri-Synergizer, all three of them. When you consume them together, right, as a Tri-Synergizer on a daily basis, it increases the effectiveness even more. So that was such a fun surprise. So now that I told you all about different products, let me tell you a little bit about your bank account. So when I first heard about this, I had been prospected a lot by different companies and people in different companies dropping off stuff because, again, I was the face of the hospital out doing all the lecturing and presenting, or most of the time I was. And so people knew about me and knew that if I could say that it was something that would be good, that would help them, right? And so unfortunately, that put me in a position where everybody dropped all their stuff off at my office. And your chiropractor, the same thing's happening to him, potentially your doctor. All these people are getting bombarded with this stuff, but what makes it different is we have the research, and that's what made me stop and go, hey, wait a minute. And also the people that were talking to me about it was both two people that were professional friends, a cardiologist and another dietitian who I looked up to significantly, to both of them. And we actually strategized all the time on patient care and trying to be able to help people. And I know we also thought outside the box, and we're always looking for ways to be able to help people more effectively. And so I respected them very much and came to a presentation just like this and just listened and heard a little bit about it. My big thing was, you know what, I need this stuff right now. Like, where is it? Can I take it home with me? And we don't ever carry any of it with us. We don't have our car full or our garage full or our basement full or nothing. It just ships directly from our warehouse and drops on the rear front step. Like I was saying, like Amazon, it just kind of shows up like magic, which is really, really nice, especially as a business owner and distributor in Lifevantage. I don't have to have my hands on any of that stuff. That's what I wanted to do first. I just wanted to be a customer. And then the doctor had mentioned to me, hey, why don't you be a distributor? And I was like, are you crazy? I've got way too much going on. My kids were little. I had a lot going on. I was working in the gastroenterology office. I was working at the heart hospital. I just had a lot going on. I just developed a meal replacement drink with a company up in Minneapolis and pushing that out to chiropractors and all this stuff. And I just didn't think I had time. And for some reason, I said yes. I found out what my risk was, which is minimal. I basically figure, you know what, I can eat my investment, right? Because I get all the product back with my money investing, and we'll just see what happens. And turns out I needed this, and it was the perfect opportunity for me as I started talking to people about it. Because once I know, like once you know, it's hard to not talk about it, right? Because you just want all of your friends to know what's going on. And so even now more that we all have this laptop lifestyle, we don't want to go places necessarily. Sometimes we want to have our own schedule. It is even better. And so it's been a great addition for me. I'm glad that I didn't get in my way when I was looking at it. I just kept an open mind and thought, gosh, you know what if this is a big deal? Like, what if this could be life-changing for me, right? I got to tell people, and my thing was, I was like, oh my gosh, I know so-and-so who doesn't feel good. I know so-and-so is not sick or is sick. I need to get that in front of them. And that's what I did initially. And I was just going through all these names in my head, knowing that I just had to share. And so basically what we're doing is we're developing networks of customers. So being able to get this out to people that need it as customers. We have a friends and family discount now, which is super fun. And we have free shipping. That blows my mind, you guys, because for, I don't know, 9 years, we didn't have free shipping. And now we have free shipping. So I absolutely love it. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. But our customers can refer their friends and family, and that gets them a discount. So let's say I'm a customer and I refer it to my friend. And if she orders, then she gets $10 off and I get $10 off in my next order the next month. So it's so cool to be, everybody loves to save money, right? And so it's just a nice way to be able to help spread the word, right? And then also we have networks of distributors. Honestly, you guys, I have never done anything like this in my entire life. I had no idea what I was doing. Lucky that we have a system. And so we have a system in place that teaches you exactly how to do it. I still am learning every day, right? As we all are, but it was so fun to be able to be excited about something again and have an amazing community of people that were like, oh my gosh, yeah, here, let me show you how it's done. And let me tell you a little bit more about it. Just like the call tonight, we open this up to anybody who wants to hop on in any of the organizations, and we all just take turns being able to present and teach you. And with distributors, we just help you learn how to do exactly what we did to be successful. And the coolest part now is we have a beautiful website. So each one of us has our own shopping portal where you can go in, you can ask the person who invited you on the Zoom tonight to see what their shopping portal is, and they can go ahead and fill you a shopping cart with whatever you guys discussed. And all you have to do is click on the link and enter your information and it's done. How cool is that? Another cool thing is we don't have to fix that and make sure it's perfect and add different things. When things change, corporate does that. You don't have to worry about it. How neat is that? I used to do some blogging, right? And if I wanted to change, guess who had to change it? Me. Did I know what I was doing? Not so much. Did it look really pretty like this? No, not so much. So it's really nice getting to have that kind of dirty work or the behind the scenes stuff. I don't have to worry about it. They take care of it for me, and it's just a benefit for me at no extra cost. I paid to be able to get in as a distributor 10 years ago, and I haven't had to pay anything else since then. I just order my product every month, and frankly, we use everything. So we have all of that that's coming into our home every month, and we absolutely love it. You see the little phones on the side? The newest addition is that we have an app now, and it's a great way to be able to keep track of people. And it's kind of like a click funnel if you guys are used to that terminology at all. So I can add in any prospects, and then it nudges me in the right direction. Hey, Nikki watched the video. You should send her something else. She share a cart with her, or she just ordered, check in to see how things are going. It is so nice, because before, keeping track of all of that and bringing your bag and hauling stuff all over was hard, or having your notebook. Now we have it all in an app. And we have an amazing guy behind this whole thing and his team, and they just do an excellent job being able to help us with all of those things. And again, I don't have to worry about it. It just kind of is like magic, and it appears. So here's what a shared cart looks like. that you can get, and we just do a little sharing and then you hop on there. And the other thing that's cool is we have an international business. So it's not just in the United States, it's all over. So there's lots of different countries that are open. We have a global customer program. So if you know other people in different areas, awesome. If you don't, that's okay. It's really not about who you know. It's helping people that you know reach out to their friends, and this thing just kind of keeps going. It's kind of like a nice snowball effect. And pretty soon you're looking on in your back office and you're like, wow, I have somebody from Thailand as a customer or whatever. And so it's just really a neat way to know that there's all kinds of options for you to be able to grow this business. Getting started, we have a starter kit that you're able to purchase. This has a couple different samples in there. But ideally, what you would like to do is looking at the different packs. The reason why is this is when you get your products at a discount. And they've really sweetened the deal. They didn't have this back when I started 10 years ago, but now they give you more product value than what you're paying in. So there's a couple different options. So you just have to talk with whoever it is that invited you, just to kind of let them know, do you want to do this as a distributor? And say, oh my gosh, absolutely. Get your product at a discount and have the opportunity to be able to make some money as you're expanding this out and telling your friends, right? Or maybe you just want to be a customer. That's okay too. We love our customers as well. And they can get you set up on the best way to save the most money as a customer, and then get you that friends and family link so that you can share that with your friends and ultimately save money for yourself and for them. And the other option is, hey, you know what, that's great, but right now is not the best time for me. Can you follow up with me in a little bit and see if things have changed? So whatever it is, just make sure you let them know what you prefer. So today is the 11th of the month, right? And happy Veterans Day for all of those veterans and people serving and have served. We appreciate you so much. But it's almost the 15th of the month, and we all get paid on the 15th of the month. And we also get paid weekly every Friday. And so whatever work I'm doing this week, I get paid next Friday on. So a really good way to be able to get that advantage of leveraged income. And when I help my team make more money, I make more money, and I don't have a limit. I can do whatever. When I worked in the hospital, you know, I had a pay range and I could only get so far, right? And at that point, that's it. I was maxed out. I'm not maxed out with this. I can do whatever I want, put in as many people, and truly give myself a raise as often as I want to, which is a great way to be able to do it. One of the other things before I let you guys go is we are a publicly traded company. What that means to you is we have a earnings claim statement that you can ask for, and it shows the actual money that people at every rank is getting. So we have our ranks on the side, and in the very center, you see average monthly commissions at the paid rank. And so a Pro 3 in our business is making about $600 a month residually. So that check that's coming in on the 15th is approximately $600. And we know as a fact that $500 to $600 can really make very, very big changes for people. And then as you continue to go forward, we have our Premier Pro 5, about $3,000 a month residually, which is amazing. And then we start making big decisions, because this is potentially the opportunity to be able to get yourself out of a job. At that Elite Pro 7 rank, about $10,000 to $12,000 a month is the average monthly commission paid at that rank. I know that let's see, 2014, June 25th, 2014 was the last day that I punched a clock. I turned in my pager, yay, because if anybody else is out there carrying a pager, you know what I mean. I turned it in and came home and raised my kids and built my Lifevantage business. And it's just been a really great way that to be able to do this. And I appreciate it so much. The other thing is that I'm able to build a legacy for my kids. When I went to the hospital and worked, I wasn't being able to, you know, have something, all the work I was doing wasn't going into this thing that I could pass on to my children, right? Whatever I do in Lifevantage, whatever I'm making in Lifevantage, my business is my business, and I can pass that on to my children if anything happens to me, which is amazing to me. I just think that's one of the best things possible. So, you know, the last thing I want to tell you too is that we have, like I said, corporate's doing the dirty work, right? They're doing the behind the scenes that makes everything work the way we want it to. And we have their support always. We have live chats. We have all these different marketing playbooks and ways to be able to reach out with different customer and distributor support. Just lots of good things to be able to help you be able to do this. Because I know that's kind of something people want to know. can I do this? And is this for me? Like, is this something I could do? Honestly, I came in not knowing anything about any of this, except I did know stuff about the supplements and activation. And I learned a lot though too, you guys. And that's the easy part, is that we're all here to be able to help you figure it out and learn how to do it. I just wanted to throw this last slide in there to show you a little bit on that top left side. That's my last day of work. I took my box of stuff, and yes, that's a tiki torch. I don't know why I had that in my office, but I did. But I took that out and I hit the road, and there's my kids. The bottom left lives sitting up in front when I was going to present on stage in front of 5,000 people at a Lifevantage event. And just being able to get out there and do the things that you want to do, and take the time and live life the way that a lot of people aren't being able to. And really, it's that power of one person and being able to reach out and find those people that are looking for something different, that want to do something different, and are willing to be able to learn things a little bit differently than maybe they have in the past. So with that, you guys, I appreciate you all so much for hopping on tonight. And I really hope you are all staying warm up here in South Dakota. I don't know where you guys all are at. However, it's chilly here, so hopefully you're all staying warm. And I appreciate you all. Have an amazing evening, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks so much, you guys. God bless. Take care.